How's it going, Assassiners? Is No Dad here, and welcome back to another Roblox Assassin video. And today we are doing the Q&A part 2. You guys have asked me some pretty juicy questions, and I'm going to be answering them today on this video. So, in case you guys don't know how this works, I have quite a bit of preloaded questions that pretty much everybody asked me. But if you asked me a question in the comments or like a post that, I made a little post to ask me some questions, and if you ask me a question on that and I answer it, I'm going to be giving you a shout out. So, if you ask a question and you don't get a shout out, either one, it was in my list of preloaded questions I already have, or two, a bunch of people asked it. It was just a pretty common question that a lot of people asked. If like 10 people asked that in the post that I made, obviously I can't shout out like all those 10 people. That would take a really long time. But if you posted a unique question that nobody else has really asked before, you will get a shout out in this video. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And before we start this Q&A, please check out the first Q&A that we did on this channel. It's a pretty old one, but it's still pretty accurate, and it answers a lot of questions that a lot of people still ask me, like when I started Assassin, like advice to play effectively, and there's a lot about me on that video, and it's a shame that it's one of my least viewed videos on the channel because there's so much freaking information about me that people want to know. There's so much information on that video. So guys, before you watch this video, please check out the part 1 because I answered a lot of questions already on that video. So boom, there's the video, top right corner of the screen. Go ahead and click it, it will take you there. So watch that video and then come back to this one. But if you have already watched the part 1, let's hop into part 2. So we're gonna start off with this question. Is asked by Burning Dry Ice. I don't understand how dry ice could be burning. I don't think that is possible in the world of science. I could be wrong, but I think that would be like water vapor or something. I have no idea. But anyway, Burning Dry Ice asks, what's your favorite Roblox game? What's your favorite Roblox game other than Assassin? And that's kind of hard to decide considering Assassin's kind of the only Roblox game that I play nowadays. But if I had to pick one, it would probably either be Roblox High School. I kind of just like hanging out there. I don't really role play per se, but I do just like hanging out on the map, doing a bunch of random shenanigans. It's a pretty good time. So yeah, that's pretty fun. And I'm also a pretty big fan of Wild Revolvers, even though I didn't play it much. I can already tell it's a pretty fun game. But unfortunately I really haven't had a lot of time to play it. But hey, if you guys want more Wild Revolvers videos, the good old comment section is your friend. Leave a comment if you want to see that. I did play Wild Revolvers on this channel on a Mystery Games with Max Block. So if you want to check that out, it's a pretty good video. We also played like Zombie Survival or something. I forget what it's called. Apparently I got the name wrong in the video, and somebody commented. It was kind of awkward, and I still don't remember what the name is. So yeah, apologies about that. But yeah, if you want more Wild Revolvers videos, let me know. I probably won't make any Roblox High School videos because there's really nothing to do there. Like again, I kind of just hang out. Nothing really happens otherwise. But I mean, if you have a video idea for that game, we could totally do that, I guess. I don't know. Strong Cucumber asks, how'd you come up with the name No Data? So basically, on Roblox, there was a very long period of time where underscores could not be allowed in your username. And then there was an update where they could allow underscores. So when that update happened, I was like, oh, now's a good time to change my username into something more unique. Because, underscores have just been added. There could be a lot more unique usernames. So No Data was not my first choice for a new username. Initially, I was just going to call myself Blank, but just have a bunch of underscores in my name. So it would be just a bunch of underscores and people would just call me blank. But you know, you can only have one underscore in my name. So that kind of narrow things down quite a bit. So, you know, obviously I was kind of going for the goal of being sort of anonymous, like not having a username, you know, like, wow, who's that guy? Who's that purple guy? So, you know, I went through like a couple names, like no name, no username, stuff like that, and eventually I ended up with the name No Data, and I think it's pretty good username. So, you know, I stuck with that and pretty good. Now, I feel like if I didn't change my username, it would be taken right now. So I wonder who the current No Data would be if that didn't happen. Really curious. Like, who would No Data be if I wasn't No Data? The Mystery Gamer asks, do you ever try to help your fans? And I most certainly do. You know, I don't give free knives or, you know, give people knives for like a discount, give them like a really, really good trade that I would usually never do. But, you know, if people ask, like for example, about a trade that they're thinking of making, you know, I'll definitely give them some advice. I'll definitely talk to them and give my opinion about that trade on, like, whether or not it's a good deal. Are you losing profit? Are you not losing profit? You know, will value changes screw you over in the end? Because, you know, that's usually where trades get a bit complicated, you know, the value changes. But, you know, yeah, I try to help as many people as I can in that aspect. You know, giving people advice on how to get better, on how to get a good inventory. So yeah, if you see me on a game and you're thinking about a trade and you haven't made it yet and you want to know if it's a good deal, you can totally ask me. I will give you my opinion and my response. So yeah, feel free to ask. Cody Bice asks, how much free time do you even get? And you know, obviously that answer varies from day to day. You know, I go to school and, you know, obviously I have to do a lot of homework. You know, I'm taking 2 AP classes, so it kind of makes things pretty freaking difficult. AP classes are kind of college level classes, you know, so, you know, that kind of makes things a little difficult. And with the whole YouTube thing, that kind of makes things difficult. Well, not difficult per se, but it makes it hard to play Assassin as much as I used to do. You know, in the last Q&A, I said that I opened 1 elite case a day, and you know, that's no longer true, unfortunately. I just don't have enough time to open an elite case every day with doing YouTube and being in school. So, yeah. You know, I do open elite cases on a regular basis. I do just grind 3,000 tokens and open an elite case very regularly, but it's no longer daily. It's probably like 2 or 3 times a week, you know, depending on how much time I have, because, you know, it varies, you know, how much homework I have, what video I'm making, how much time it's gonna make to make that video. So, yeah, if I have time to do so, I will grind for an elite case and open one, but it's no longer daily. So, yeah. You know, the prestige and the inventory is kind of just a collective thing over the course of 10 months. So, you know, back last year when I wasn't doing YouTube, and, you know, last year's school was a lot easier. Just, I generally had less homework and stuff because I wasn't taking AP classes. So I had a lot more free time. I always did daily elite cases because I almost always had time to do so. So, yeah. That's where most of my inventory came from. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Next question is, do you have merch? And, you know, yes, I do. You know, I don't have actual real life clothes, but I do have Roblox clothes in the Purple Nation group store. So, link in the description for the group store. And if you know, if you didn't check it out, you totally should. It's some great merch. Max Block made it, and you should buy it. It's pretty freaking good clothes. So again, link in the description. Feel free to check it out if you have not done so already. This next question I get a lot: what is the name of your intro song? So my intro song, the name of it is called Go. That's literally it. It's just called Go, and it's a nightcore. You know, when the song is like sped up and high pitched slightly. You know, that kind of nightcore. So yeah. That's pretty much it. If you look up Go Nightcore on YouTube, you'll pretty much find the full version, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the name of my intro song. I get that a lot. And there you go. Go Nightcore. Maybe I'll re-upload it on my channel at some point, just so you guys can find it more easily, and so people would stop asking, because I feel like people are still gonna ask. So yeah, maybe I'll just re-upload it on my channel. Hopefully it doesn't get copyrighted. And if it doesn't, that's okay. You know, it shouldn't get copyrighted because it's a Nightcore. I mean, I guess they can do it, but you know, even if that does get demonetized, that's alright. That's not a big deal. This next question I get pretty much in every single server ever. Can you accept my friend request? And I'm going to simply answer that saying I can only have 199 friends, and at the time of this recording, I currently have more friend requests than I do YouTube subscribers. I'm just going to put it at that. I currently have more friend requests than subscribers, believe it or not. So yeah. I can only have 199 friends because I need to save that extra slot for temporary things, you know. That extra giveaway slot is pretty much a temporary slot where, you know, let's say you win like a giveaway, or you want to do a good trade with me and I really want to do that trade, or, you know, for any other reason like that, you know, I have to friend people temporarily. So, you know, when I would do that, and I would just unfriend them. You know, like giveaway winners, they pretty much all have to be unfriended. You know, a lot of them ask, hey, can I stay your friend? Unfortunately, I can't, because I really want to be fair to other giveaway winners. So, the point is, I need that extra slot. So, if I have 199 friends, I really can't add an extra one. So, I apologize. Again, I have thousands and thousands of friend requests, and I can't friend every single person. But I do try to follow as many people as I can, because, you know, you can have unlimited followers. So, you know, feel free to do the same. Go to my profile and hit follow. I would really appreciate it. The next question is, how old are you? I answered this in the previous giveaway, but the answer has changed, so I'm answering it again. I am currently 17. Do you go to school? As I said earlier, yes I do. I'm currently in my junior year of high school. What was your first knife? Now this is kind of vague, because like what tier, like first exotic, first common. So I'm just going to give you every single first knife for each tier, because I actually remember every first knife of each tier except for rares. I can't remember what my first rare was. I think it was Flakes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Flakes was my first rare. Maybe Hazard. But now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure it was Flakes, which was a code knife. But my first common ever, and my first knife ever, the first knife I ever got was the candy cane. That was the first knife I ever got. It was a code knife, just like Flakes. It was during Christmas time, and that was my first knife I ever got. I still have it to this day. Candy cane common knife. And yeah. My first legendary ever was actually Stained. I was playing with my friends, and I was the first one to get a legendary, and we were pretty much amazed at how amazing it looked, because at the time it looked pretty freaking sweet. You know, we kind of just liked the way it looked, or at least my friends did. They were like, wow, that's a really cool knife. So yeah, that was my first legendary. My first exotic ever, ironically, was the current worst one. It was a Proton. I was playing with my friend, and, you know, we were pretty freaking hyped to get it. He actually crafted it for me. You know, we kind of put our legendaries together, and then he crafted it for me and gave it to me. So yeah, it was pretty hype, even though it was the worst exotic ever, and it still is. You know, we were pretty happy to get an exotic, and compared to the other knives that we had, Proton looked pretty sick. So yeah, we were pretty happy to get Proton as our first exotic. The first Mythic I ever got was obviously Ice Ancient, because, you know, for a while Ice Ancient was the first and only Mythic you could really get. Like during January until February, you could only craft Ice Ancient. So that was my first Mythic, and as you guys are no doubt aware, my first ever Dream Knife was Neon Ancient, that I got in the Dreamwalker video. So if you want to check that out, go ahead, you know, I'll leave another card, boom. So there you go. Next question is, can I send you a message? And you most certainly can. Anybody can send me a private message. All you have to do is follow me. Just go to my profile and hit the follow button. And, you know, people have to follow me to do that. And the reason for that is really just to prevent spam. You know, there was a time where I would allow literally everybody to send me a private message, and it was terrible. I would get hundreds and hundreds of spam messages saying, oh, you can get free Robux if you go to this website, which most certainly is not true at all. Don't click those links. Ugh, excuse me. But yeah, I would get a bunch of those messages, and it was terrible. And then I changed it to where only followers, friends, and like people I followed, like pretty much followers and friends, and suddenly all of those spam messages went away. It was like magic. Just suddenly I got a bunch of spam messages, and then the moment I changed that setting, the second I changed it, they all went away. I never got one ever again. It was so amazing, so refreshing, you know, and now my inbox isn't filled with 100 bad messages. So yeah, the point is, you can send me a message if you like. I will try to respond. All you have to do is follow me. Up next is, can I have Robux? You know, as you guys are no doubt aware, there's Robux in the Purple Nation group, and you know, technically we can give out Robux, and a lot of people ask this question, and I was considering, here's the thing about the Robux giveaways. I was heavily considering Robux giveaways. I was really thinking about it. I was definitely going to make it a thing where a lucky winner would receive free Robux. But unfortunately, Roblox does not allow that. I emailed Roblox to make sure if that was allowed. They said no, you cannot do any Robux giveaways of any kind. That includes giving people Robux through the group, or like giving people a code for like a gift card to get Robux or build this club. We can't do any of those. That would probably result in like my account getting banned or something. So while I was planning Robux giveaways, I'm sorry to say that's not going to happen. I'm just not allowed to. I apologize. Next question is, are you dating anybody? Nope. I'm a single Pringle. You know, a lot of people call me No Date for some reason, and you know, my username's No Data, but No Date is pretty accurate too. Eastman Gamer 890 asks, would you rather quit Assassin, lose the name No Data, or lose your Assassin knives? Now this is a pretty good question, and first of all, if I quit Assassin, pretty much all my knives are useless, so that option is immediately out of the question. So we're left with, would I rather lose my username or my Assassin knives? And I would definitely rather lose my Assassin knives, and the reason for that is, you know, with hard work, you can easily get your Assassin knives back. But if I lose the name No Data, I'm obviously never going to get that back. And that's pretty much just the logic behind it. I would much rather lose my Roblox Assassin knives because I could get them back. If I worked really hard, it would take a really, really long time, but I could get them back. But I could never get my username back if I gave that up. So yeah, that's my choice. Eastman Gamer 890 also asks, would you consider giving all your knives to someone poor if you ever quit playing Assassin? And the answer is yes. I've been thinking about that for a long time. You know, my philosophy is, if you ever quit Assassin, you know, you don't have to give your whole inventory, but you should at least give your unobtainable knives. Because if you don't, that really hurts the economy, and you know, that just makes things really difficult, like, for people who want to get the knives that you have. So, you know, I don't recommend quitting, but if you do, please at least give your unobtainable knives. You don't have to give everything, but be sure to do that. And, you know, eventually when I inevitably quit Roblox Assassin, because all good things must come to an end, I will give somebody my Assassin inventory. I don't know who yet. Probably somebody, you know, not necessarily somebody poor. It could be somebody rich, somebody in the middle, just anybody who is really, really dedicated to playing Roblox Assassin as much as I am, and, you know, knows the values and knows how to be responsible, how to not get scammed, and things like that. So, you know, maybe in the far future, I can, you know, begin maybe like doing interviews or like auditions. So like give, you know, pick somebody to get my inventory. But that's going to be a really long time from now. I don't really plan on quitting Roblox Assassin anytime soon. So, you know, don't go in the comments being like, oh, can I be the person to get all your knives in the end? Because that's going to be a really long time from now. So please don't worry about that, because I really don't have an answer at the moment, because I don't plan on quitting. Up next is, what is your favorite baseball and football team? I'm not really a huge sports fan at all. I'm not really into sports at all. My favorite sport would definitely be baseball, just because I kind of grew up with it. I don't really have a favorite team per se, but you know, I don't really know a lot of teams that exist. But my parents are definitely fans of the Mets and the Jets, and suffice to say, they hate their lives. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that, because the teams kind of suck, or at least the Mets do. You know, I don't know. I don't really know about football. Maybe the Jets are amazing, and I just don't know. I mean, I haven't really watched football at all. I don't really know what's going on in that department. So yeah. And we are going to end off with this question. What is your name? You know, I'm surprised I have yet to answer this. If you guys must know, my name is Dare. And alright, that's it for the Q&A, fellas. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and those other things that YouTube people do. If you guys would like me to answer more questions, feel free to comment down below asking me more questions, and I will be sure to answer them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see you guys in the next video. Toodles.